So I hope you guys are doing very good, as always. And today our video is going to be very straight to the point. It's going to be a lot less on mindset and more so practical. Here is something that you can do. Here is something that can lead to more money. Because I'm not an expert in money. I am not an expert in money whatsoever. I am not a financial planner. That is not me. I do mindset and limiting beliefs. I'm your guy for that. But I can tell you that certain hobbies, certain things you enjoy doing just for fun, are able to make you money. And that's what this video is going to be on. Finding something you're passionate about and enjoy, and turning this hobby into a side hustle, such as helping somebody, a service, a business, things like that. So let's say you're into photography, photo shoots. So weddings, school photos, baby photos, uh, clothing businesses. You could do photos for magazines, blogs, Adobe stock images. Now, keep this in mind. I'm not saying that any of the methods I'm going to give you are easy. I'm not saying that you can just magically get up and make $1 million. I'm simply saying that these are skills and things that you can make money off of. And if done properly, if you were to find the market for that, like I have a friend who really loves cars. Like he takes photos of nothing but cars. And he is so insanely good at it. And I've been telling this guy, like, hey, why don't you go to car dealerships and say you'll do their photography for them? Or go to just people who have really nice cars. Like he goes to car meets. And I've been telling him, man, why don't you get up in there and start selling car photos? Like you say, hey, for $10, I'll take this picture of your car, edit it, and send it to you. And I'll do it for $10 each photo. I'm not saying it's easy to do. I'm just saying that when you need a little extra money, it's possible. It's possible. Next up, musicians. So let's say you can play an instrument. I know a guy on Instagram, I believe his name is Wills Ellsworth. You might have seen him on the street actually. He's in Philadelphia and he plays the guitar on the side of the streets. And he has like a poster with the Cash App and everything on there so you can pay him. And he'll just be out there for like hours and hours. I actually met him. He'll be out there for hours and hours playing the guitar, and that's how he makes money. He's going on interviews. He's had celebrities take photos of him. Really successful guy. I don't know how he's doing financially. I didn't ask, but it appears he's able to pay his bills. So, musicians, let's say you can rap or play an instrument. Rap, sing, play an instrument, write lyrics, for example. You could do SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Music. You could do video game soundtracks. That's something that you might need to go to schooling for, like some form of degree in that, but it is possible. Bands, scholarships. So, playing, I know people who have gotten scholarships to colleges from an instrument, such as the violin, the flute, trumpet, viola, things like that. If you know a lot about the instruments themselves and you have a lot of them left over, like you might have 5 guitars, but you only play one of them, you could sell instruments. Now, if you know how to tune the instrument, like change the pitch of it, make it sound good, you can fix instruments for people. So you can make the instrument sound right. Or you could do music lessons. You can teach people how to play the guitar or your instrument or how to sing. Now, this one I threw in because this is something that I like to do, fishing. Of course, not easy to make a side hustle out of this, but I have done this before. Selling fish. So you might be catching a lot of fish, and people are like, wow, those look nice. You're catching fish like carp, catfish, bluegill, things that people eat. You can sell that. You can teach people how to fish. So doing fishing lessons. You can do YouTube videos on how to fish. And now you got a little business where people want to buy your equipment because they like you, they see your equipment being used in the videos, so they want to buy it. Like this guy online named Ernie the Hog Snatcher. He makes videos of himself just catching like really big catfish. He does other things, but that's like his main staple. He catches really big catfish. And he's partnered with this guy, I believe it's Have Life Fishing, who he makes fishing rods and fishing reels. So his business is he posts the videos where he's using his equipment. People see that his equipment works. They like him as a person, so they buy his product. So that's a little more advanced because you need someone who can make the equipment, but the core model is making the videos, having a product related to the videos, and people wanting to buy it and support you. You take people on fishing trips. So let's say you know a spot where all the fish are. You're catching them so much there. And you have other people pay you, and you take them to your fishing spot. They get to catch a bunch of fish and have a really good time. Now, with something like that, you might need a boat if you're fishing out in the ocean, or making sure that the person has a fishing permit. But fishing permits only cost about, I think I paid like $20 for mine, but it depends. You can look more into that if that's something that interests you. But fishing permits are not expensive. Fishing equipment can be expensive, but if you have a lot of it, like I do, you can let people borrow it. Next up, authors, people who are good at writing. You could write books, make a blog, ghostwriting song lyrics. So if you're somebody who's really good at writing lyrics for songs, people will pay you to do that. Like a lot of major celebrities hire somebody else to write their songs and they just sing the song. You can edit people's books for them. Because as somebody who writes, I can tell you that editing a book is a very long process, but it's a lot faster than writing a book. And people will pay you to do that. Creating book summaries. So if somebody needed a book summary for their high school class, or they needed it for a college course, or somebody just needs a book summarized, like, hey, I have this book, I can't find an online summary on it. I will pay somebody to read this thing for me and tell me the most important parts. That's something that people who especially want to read but are busy and don't have a lot of time, they will pay for that. So you could do book summaries. Next up, people who are into crochet, knitting, things of that sort. You can make hats, gloves, blankets. You can do plushies. You can fix clothing. So if you're not somebody who can make the plushies, a lot of people have rips in their jeans, or they have rips in their shirt, or something like that. And they really like this shirt. They don't want to get a new one. They like these pants. So instead of going out and buying a whole new pair of pants, I'll just pay somebody to fix them. It shouldn't be that hard to sew a new patch of jean material onto somebody's pants. I don't know how to do that, but if you know how to do that, people will pay you for that. You can also do cat and dog toys, but that's something where you need to know how to do the plushies as well. And finally, speaking. These are things where talking is involved, as the name implies. And this is also the last slide. And I want to say that I did not list everything that could be on each and every slide. I simply gave you the most obvious, straight to the point, easy to start, low cost. Politician might be a bit hard since I don't know exactly how you get into that, but it's possible. So, politicians, motivational speakers, if you have a story to your life, such as how I do, I think everyone has a story. They just need to learn how to word it and deliver it. But if you're somebody who knows a story in your life, such as overcoming the death of a family member, Maybe you came from an abusive household. Maybe you went through some like really hard difficulty in life, such as being homeless. You came from a house where there wasn't enough money, so food wasn't on the table often, lights were getting cut off. A lot of people can relate to things like that. And if you're able to share that message, help others, inspire them, uplift them, and show them that there is hope, people will pay for that. YouTube and TikTok videos. Now, with YouTube and TikTok, these are both things I do. They don't pay a lot unless you are getting like tons and tons and tons of views. And I know TikTok did recently start a thing where creators can make money off subscriptions, but you need at least 10,000 followers for that, which I don't have. But if you currently do have that, TikTok does have that in place. However, I more so recommend the YouTube videos and the TikToks to tell people about your actual product. So if you're somebody who makes food, for example, a lot of people make food and sell platters. You could make TikTok videos and YouTube videos saying, here's what I cook. Day in the life of a local chef, day in the life of a food truck worker. People watch that kind of stuff. And, I'm like, ooh, this food looks kind of nice. Where they at? Philadelphia? I live in Philadelphia. What the location? Oh, that's down there. Only like 10 minutes away. Let me go there. People will watch that. That's why a lot of food places make videos. Audiobooks. If you're somebody who likes reading, you can record yourself talking, reading through a book, upload that to Audible, Spotify, places like that, and make money doing that. I currently don't do it, but I will say that it is possible to make money in. I cannot personally say how easily, but I can definitely say if you got a microphone, or you can even do this off an iPhone. You just need a quiet place and you have a lot of books and you like talking, you can do audiobooks. It's definitely possible. And on that note, I want to say that nothing I said here is meant to, you just start tomorrow and boom, you're a millionaire. No, I don't give that kind of advice. I give the kind of advice where it's for the people who are willing to put the kind of work in to get the reward. And don't be thinking this is going to be an overnight success. It's possible, but I'm not promising you that. I'm saying you do these things in addition to some stable income, such as a job, a business you already got running, something like that. These things are just to add a little extra. And if you decide you want to take motivational speaker to be your big career, you build that up. But it starts at square one. If you decide that you want a crochet business or a writing business or some sort of fishing business or photography business, you do these things in addition to a stable source of income until the thing you really want to do is consistent, it's taking off, it's building, it's growing. There's different ways of doing that. I'm not going to tell you how exactly you should do it because I'd have to hear you personally to know your situation. But based on my situation, I'm simply saying these are things you do to get a little extra on top. These are things you do to build and to grow. Now, another thing I want to say is this wasn't on the list, but Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash, things like that. You're not going to make a ton of money, but if you're really good at riding a bike, tricycle, car, scooter, motorcycle, and you're nice to people and they give you tips, it can go a long way over a long enough span of time if you're good at it. But on that note, I hope that you all had a great day, took notes, and if this worked for you, I'd love to hear it, and hope that each and every one of you has a blessed day.